Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. Dylan here. I wanted to talk today about AOC because she just came out and used Charlie Kirk's death as a way to talk about her wanting to take guns away from people and gun regulation, I guess. So I wanted to expose AOC because this is exactly what I think is wrong with the liberal Democratic Party right now. And quite frankly, I just think that if you are using Charlie Kirk's death as a way to say, hey, we need to talk more about other people's deaths, it's just insensitive. And it's beyond my understanding right now. How anybody could see this and say, yeah, I don't want to talk about Charlie Kirk's death. We want to talk about somebody else's death, or we need to talk about guns or this or that. You don't take away, this and use it for your own agenda, okay? You just don't. You just don't. It's so disrespectful. So we're going to expose AOC. I think she really should be fired, quite frankly, over this. But before we dive in, we're going to read the Bible because God comes first. Amen? Comment amen down below if you believe God comes first. Today's Bible reading comes from 2 Thessalonians 3:3. But the Lord is faithful, and he will strengthen you and protect you from the evil one. Amen. Comment amen down below, and now let's jump into the video. Okay, so AOC reacts to death of Charlie Kirk, lashes out at colleagues that vote against gun control legislation. And by the way, guns were not allowed at Utah Valley University where Charlie got shot. That didn't stop the killer from bringing a gun there. Okay, I don't think that telling people to not have guns. Anyways, let's watch this.
I think what has just transpired is tremendously disturbing. It is the latest evolution in this instance of political violence in the United States, and it has been.
You have to your fellow lawmakers regarding the political environment. What message do you have to your fellow lawmakers regarding the political environment and the rhetoric that has been put out in the media?
Beyond rhetoric, we need to talk about action, and we need to talk about, yes, there are words, but most importantly, we are in a job of leadership. We are in a job of action. We are in a role and a position where the American people are looking to us to do something about this. And every single day, people are dying due to gun violence in America, and every single day there are people in this building that continue to vote against doing anything. They vote against universal background checks. They continue to support legislation and also remove any way to block the mentally ill, to block extremists, to block people with histories and records of domestic violence from getting guns in their hands.
Yeah. Let's turn to AOC to save the day. Look at how insensitive she said this. AOC said, "The scourge of gun violence and political violence must end. The shooting of Charlie Kirk is the latest incident of this chaos and it must stop. We cannot go down this road. There's no place for it in America, and we wish for his recovery." So insensitive. Every single one of you scrub your accounts before posting anything about Charlie. What? It's so weird.
So are we going to do something about this or not? We have a political assassination that happened at the same time as a school shooting where children are dying. On the same day, a week after a shooting at a Catholic school where children were gunned down while praying. Are we going to do something, or are we going to argue over rhetoric? That is my question about this. We have to pass gun safety legislation and stop this.
People are exposing the liberals right now. Somebody replied to AOC's saying, "Your party is effing sick. You're all effing sick." These are people celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk on the left.
Bye, Charlie Kirk. Like you said, people getting shot and killed for the Second Amendment is so worth it. I never thought we'd agree on anything. Bye.
Charlie Kirk just got shot. My honest reaction.
I just wanna be.
Okay, I can't play this, but she's basically dancing to Charlie Kirk's shot and celebrating. Her name is
By the sword,
Strawberry
not by
Kai.
the sword. He did say that gun deaths were an acceptable side effect of gun rights. Congratulations to Charlie Kirk for becoming the new poster child for gun awareness and violence.
Yeah, you gotta... I mean, what... How are these people real? It's so strange, right? It's so strange. All of these liberals, like, celebrating.
And it's time for Lefties Losing It, and tonight's edition of Lefties will feature some of the ugliness, some of the utter depravity that has followed the murder of Charlie Kirk, a thoroughly decent, principled man brutally murdered today, and the soulless ghouls of the left were quick to celebrate.
There are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
Charlie Kirk just got shot.
Well, breaking news, folks. Seems somebody just took a shot at one of the Fanta-Fastest favorite 5-mile-wide mouthpieces, Charles Chuckle Kirk.
And sadly, the vile left has not been shy about showcasing their ugliness, their utter callous depravity. This is what leftism does to your mind and soul.
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy, goodbye.
Oh! Happy goodbye. It's crazy.
Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Oh!
Wow, that's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view.
Charlie Kirk gets shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it.
Oh! Someone had to do it? Are you crazy?
That's how I feel at this point in time. But
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
yes.
It's so crazy. On the outside, she looks like a nice, young, sweet girl. But inside, somehow, she got brainwashed. She got programmed. That Charlie Kirk, a young father of 2 beautiful children, he loves his family, he loves God. Somehow, she was told that that's evil. That it's crazy that anyone would believe it.
Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
Enough of that trash. Let's look at how the media professionals covered this tragic event, this act of domestic terrorism. Here is MSNBC.
In which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, I emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea.
Yeah, pretty sure we knew immediately it wasn't that. Charlie Kirk's supporters don't go around shooting their guns in celebration like they're attending some wedding in Iraq. And of course, MSNBC had to engage in victim blaming by calling Charlie divisive.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie Kirk is a divisive figure, polarizing, lightning rod, whatever term you want to use. Why?
Well, he's one of MAGA's most prominent voices online. He hosts a near daily podcast.
But that was just stupid. What I'm about to play you is straight out depraved, disgusting commentary. This is Matthew Dowd again on MSNBC, not long after Charlie was shot.
And by the way, he got fired for what he's about to say.
He's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. And I think that's the environment we're in, that people just, you can't stop with these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to take place.
Matt.
And that's the unfortunate environment we're in.
Yep. That dude got fired. That dude got fired, guys. So let's get back to AOC. Crazy.
I mean, People can finger point all they want. Look at the record. Look at the actions of what we are doing. I don't think a single person who has dedicated their entire career to preventing gun safety legislation from getting passed in this House has any right to blame anybody else but themselves.
She doesn't feel bad for Charlie Kirk at all. She doesn't. She's literally still blaming Charlie after he already got shot.
For what is happening. We have to stop this. We can stop this.
She's no better than those TikTokers who were saying, oh, Charlie Kirk has been legislating for guns, so he this is kind of what he gets. That's what they're saying. I mean, to me, this is not much different than that.
And why don't we start by acknowledging that basic common sense gun safety legislation is not taking away a gun, is not attacking the Second Amendment, but it is about ensuring the safety of our children, of women, of people across this country, to ensure that guns and firearms do not get in the hands of people who are going to use them against human beings, period. Domestic violence is one of the highest indicators of whether a person is going to kill someone else with a gun or not. There are so many other indicators, and I think it is so deeply important that when a politician tries to blame words for inaction, they need to look at their action and their record. Enough of this. This is horrific. This is awful. And the assassination of Charlie Kirk risks an uncorking of political chaos and violence that we cannot risk in America. We cannot risk it.
Within a political party, are you worried about holding events in public?
I think that, of course, it's a natural consequence to see this and to be worried about this. And I think, but what is most important is the fact that we've gotten to this place, and we need to figure out what we can do to ensure that every American can feel safe going to a public event.
Wow. Yeah, guys, AOC is coming to save the day. She's coming to save the day, guys. AOC got absolutely destroyed.
A new Gallup poll shows 66% of Democrats now view socialism favorably. Only 42% say they have a positive view of capitalism. That divide is even sharper among Democrats who are under the age of 50. The Associated Press has this. The shifts underscore deep divisions.
And by the way, AOC's going after trying to, basically threaten Tom Homan. It's wild to me that she is so polarizing. Wait, AOC joked about terrorism 2 days before the anniversary of 9/11? The day before Charlie got shot?
First, AOC, real quick. Is the Muslim Brotherhood a threat to America's national security? What about the Muslim Brotherhood? Is it a threat to national security? It's not a joke. This isn't a joke. This is America's security, Congresswoman.
This is the same guy that was attacked by Yasmin Crockett. And Tom Homan is hitting back at AOC, saying she is making this more difficult and dangerous. So we're going to listen in. But before we do, my friends, we have a special promo going on, a free trial that ends today on my program to learn how to invest like President Trump. Go to my website, thefinanzone.org. Take out your phone right now or your computer and type in thefinanzone.org, and you can learn how to invest like President Trump. And when you join, you'll get up to $1,000 in bonus stocks. President Trump is telling us all right now that this is a great time to buy and that this is a great time to get rich, richer than ever before. Take a listen to what President Trump said.
You better go out and buy stock now. Let me tell you, this country will be like a rocket ship that goes straight up. This is going to be numbers that nobody's ever seen before. Rising market will do. Oh, it's going to get a lot higher. In fact, I told people 5 weeks ago, it's a great time to buy. I got criticized for that. Now they don't criticize me anymore. People should have listened.
Should have listened. So if you want to join in on the program, the free trial ends today. You can get free access just from investing like Trump. My investments are up over $7,000 in the past month. It's pretty crazy. So check that out or go to my website, thefinanzone.org, to sign up today and take action. You can start with $1, $5, $10. You don't need a lot of money to start investing. Okay, and I'll walk you through how to do it step by step and easy. Let's tune in.
President Trump's border agenda is working. The administration has the numbers now to back it up. This morning, border czar Tom Homan announced that over the past 24 hours, only 229 illegals crossed over the entire southwest border, down from a high of more than 11,000 a day under Biden and Harris. This afternoon, Homan announced that interior ICE arrests have increased by a whopping 137% under Donald Trump, while arrests of illegals with criminal convictions and illegal alien gang members has more than doubled. The border has become so much more secure under Donald Trump that a migrant shelter in San Diego is now closed. They don't have any people going after receiving no new arrivals since Donald Trump took office. Still, some of the left are doing everything they can do to stop Donald Trump from cleaning up the border mess, including Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, which earlier today, Tom Homan said he finds, quote, disturbing. And border czar Tom Homan joins us now with more. Tom, great to see you. You actually said about AOC, which I'm glad you took on, that let's pray she's not educating the next murderer of a young college nursing student on how to evade arrest by ICE, and how many more young women have to be raped, murdered, and burned alive until she wakes up. Ouch. Good for you.
No, it's a fact. You know, she wants to go out and say she's teaching people the constitutional rights. Yeah, you can call it that, but we all know what she's up to. She wants to tell these people how to evade arrest, how to evade ICE. And we still got child predators we're looking for in New York, in her district. People convicted of child sex crimes, people who've been convicted of rape. And she wants to say she's educating them in constitutional rights. We're trying to enforce the laws that Congress enacted. I believe she's a member of Congress. So if they're writing laws they don't want enforced, I can think they got better things to do with their time. But as a member of Congress, you would think she'd want ICE to enforce laws they enacted, that they appropriate us funding to do, and that's what we're trying to do, and she's making it more difficult and more dangerous.
You know, I'm sure a free speech argument can be made. Okay, she has every right to say anything she wants. When does it cross a line into aiding and abetting lawbreaking? Would it have to have direct involvement by her in helping people to evade ICE?
That's exactly the question I posed to the Deputy Attorney General. I asked him to look into it. I says, I know through my career, someone steps in front of you, in between you and the person you're arresting or repeating. Yeah, that's a violation. But at what point do you cross the line on saying you're educating people versus you're teaching them how to evade ICE arrest? So I've asked that question to the Department of Justice for clear guidance so I can share that with the officers of ICE. So we're looking for that clear direction so we can start taking action on people that want to evade, who want to help educate these people to evade ICE. So hopefully any day now we get that guidance sent out to the field.
All right, only 229 illegals entering the entire southwest border. It was up to 11,000 plus a day under Biden and Harris. Interior arrests by ICE up 137%. Deportations are at a record. And even a San Diego illegal immigrant shelter has no new arrivals, so they closed. I would say by any objective measure that can only be defined as success. How quickly do you think it will be to get the known terrorists, murderers, rapists, cartel members, and drug dealers and gangs out of here?
First of all, I got to salute President Trump. He's been in office less than a month. I said from day one in your show, Sean, he's a game changer. He proves to the American people every day why I consider him the greatest president in my lifetime. No one's had success like this. But I've said it. I'm happy the numbers are up. I'm happy with the results so far. I am not satisfied. I will not be satisfied till every gang member, every illegal alien gang member, every illegal alien public safety threat and national security threat is eradicated from this country. So we're expanding the amount of teams now. We got Pam Bondi suing the sanctuary cities. We got Kristi Noem on now. She's been out with the Border Patrol. She's been out with ICE. She's done more enforcement operations in a week than Mayorkas has done in 4 years. Our team's coming together. You got the architect Protect Steve Miller. We're all working together to increase those numbers until we can eradicate once and for all every illegal alien gang member and public safety threat and national security threat in this country. It's all on. Our foot's on the gas, and God bless President Trump for giving us the authorities, the resources to do this job. It's his vision that's making this all possible.
What do you make of the New York Times headline, Trump might have a case on birthright citizenship? And they rightly point out the Supreme Court held in 1898 a case where children born here to permanent residents are citizens. It has never held that children born to those illegally present have a right to birthright citizenship. I would argue that they do not. I think the president is correct on that, and I'd like to see the Supreme Court take that up. Your take on it?
You're exactly right. You know, the left talks about that case. They fail to mention that's the Wong case, that those people are here illegally with the administration's approval. So they've never found a baby born to illegal aliens here in violation of law who enter the country illegally, which is a crime, and have a baby here. So I agree with you. I don't think it's a clear-cut case. I'm happy that the Supreme Court's going to take it on. I think they're going to find that these children aren't U.S. citizens. And that is a big driver of illegal immigration in this country. One of the first things they do is have a child here. Even under Barack Obama, when Jay Johnson was the secretary, we did an operation looking for families that were ordered deported. When we found them, 42% either were pregnant or had a U.S. citizen child.
Wow, that's crazy. Tom Homan is now calling on the Department of Justice to probe AOC for helping migrants avoid ICE. I don't know who that person was who shot Charlie Kirk, but one thing I do know is that a lot of criminals came in under Joe Biden and Harris, and AOC's helping migrants avoid ICE. It's absolutely insane. So let's tune in, guys.
So you mentioned Tom Homan. Going to bring him on in a moment here, Dana. We want to look at some numbers now. It's the mid-February, but if you look at January 20th, inauguration day, to February 8th, it's a 19-day period. You take that and compare to a year ago. Here's what we found. Interior ICE arrests inside the country. Last year in 2024, just shy of 5,000. You're well over that, double at 11,791 so far in 2025. Arrests of migrants with criminal histories. Here we go. A year ago, 4,500. You've nearly doubled that already, just shy of 9,000 in 2025. Arrests of suspected gang members. A year ago is about 200. Right now at 430 and standing as we speak today. Tom Homan, the border czar, and Tom, good morning to you. When do you run out of criminal illegal targets?
Well, look, we got, last count, we got almost 600,000 illegal aliens in the United States with a criminal conviction. So I won't be happy till we eradicate every one of those. And as far as TDA, we got a few more hundred TDA to look for, and we're looking for them now. They're our priority. Public safety threats remain a priority. So I'll be happy once we eradicate them from the United States, and we got a bigger population to go look for. But right now, we're concentrating on public safety threats, which is the right thing to do.
Okay, let me rattle through a number of things here and try and get as quick answers as I could, because I got a lot to go through. Axios, Trump's immigration arrests appear to lag Biden's. One possible reason Trump's arrest rate isn't matching Biden's, the publicity surrounding the new president's tough talk on immigration has fueled a dramatic dip in the number of people trying to enter the U.S. illegally on the southern border. I don't know if that's true or not based on the numbers we just showed. How would you respond?
Well, they're adding the Border Patrol arrests to the ICE arrests, which we're not doing. We're just talking about interior arrests, and we're blowing them out of the water. We more than doubled them. And the reason the border arrests are done, because we secured the border. I looked at the numbers today, Bill. 229 total encounters on the southwest border. 229, compared to that 11,000 a day under Biden. I started in Border Patrol in 1984. I've never seen the numbers this high. 229 total encounters in a 24-hour period. That is a record. So that's why there's less total arrests, because the border is more secure than it ever has been.
Okay, here is a complication in Florida. This is a sheriff from St. Johns County. This is how he explains that question about who's a criminal, who's illegal, who matches both. Watch.
We are finding people that are illegally here, most without criminal histories, most without any contacts at all. But that's hard to pinpoint too as well, because we know there's companies out there that produce fake Social Security numbers. fake driver's license that look legit, that are very, very similar to what our people would be issued in Florida if they're legally here.
You get that, right? I mean, you understand what he's talking about, and it can be confusing. Go ahead.
It makes our job more difficult, makes it less efficient, but we're drilling down on those cases, and they will be apprehended. There are states that are letting illegal aliens change their names, so that they're less able to be apprehended. But we're working through that. We have the greatest technology available, best technology we've ever had in ICE, and we're going to work through those issues. They're not off the table. We will find them, and companies that provide the fraudulent documentation will be held accountable.
San Diego has closed an office that was opened up to receive illegals. What's that tell us?
That tells us the border is more secure than it's ever been. We're going to have additional facilities built to detain for removal, not to hold to release. Detain for removal. That is what the Trump administration is doing. That's what the promise that President Trump made to the American people. We're concentrating on the export program. We're not going to be catch and release is over. So those facilities that were at great taxpayer expense to welcome people, fly them to the city of their choice, give them a free hotel room at taxpayer expense, 3 meals a day, free medical attention, those days are over. We're going to detain, we end catch and release, and we're going to hold people to remove, not to release.
Lastly, I heard you talking about AOC over the weekend. Do you believe she is breaking the law?
I'll leave that up to DOJ. What I find disturbing is that any member of Congress wants to educate people how they evade law enforcement. You can claim you're educating those constitutional rights. Okay, you can keep that claim. But what she in fact is doing is telling people don't open your door, hide in your home, don't talk to ICE. We're talking about people who are in the country illegally, committed a crime, they're a public safety threat, they've been convicted of serious crime, and they've been ordered removed by a federal judge. So it's like AOC and others don't want ICE to enforce the laws that they enacted. She's a member of Congress. Let us enforce the laws you enacted. That's what we're supposed to do.
You can't go after her. Do you think others should?
No, I think I've asked DOJ, where's that line of impediment, of interference? Now, if someone stands in your way, prevents you from arresting somebody, put your hands on him, that's impediment. But what line is telling people to hide from ICE, not open the door? Where do you cross that line on impediment? So I've simply asked the Department of Justice, give us that line.
You have talked to them about this. That's what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Now, this is really cool. President Trump just announced that he will be awarding Charlie Kirk with the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award. Charlie Kirk will go down in history as one of the most influential person in politics, and many people are saying Charlie Kirk can be credited to the entire reason why Trump won the presidency. So let's tune in to President Trump.
Before we begin, let me express the horror and grief so many Americans at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk have felt. Charlie was a giant of his generation, a champion of liberty, and an inspiration to millions and millions of people. Our prayers are with his wonderful wife, Eric, and his beautiful children. Fantastic people they are. We miss him greatly, yet I have no doubt that Charlie's voice and the courage he put into the hearts of countless people, especially young people, will live on. I'm pleased to announce that I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The date of the ceremony will be announced, and I can only guarantee you one thing, that we will have a very big crowd, very, very big.
I know Charlie Kirk is looking down on us from heaven right now and saying, thank you, President Trump. I appreciate the medal. But I also know Charlie Kirk would say all glory to God, all praise to God. He said God, family, country, in that order. Now, AOC is getting exposed. This is AOC fighting oligarchy tour spending. $3,508 on the hotel in Las Vegas. Salt Lake City, Utah, $3,000, $1,500 for a hotel renegade in Boise, Idaho. What's his name? Oh, why can't I remember his name? The other AOC and the other dude, Bernie Sanders, flying in on a private jet to the Fight Oligarchy tour. So ironic. And they're spending out the wazoo. It's so crazy.
Live large, big on every stage, and have our kids be ready for that. Let's get to this. Critics are taking a note of far-left Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez living large while railing against the wealthy. Oh, hypocrisy. New campaign filings show that she dropped thousands of cash on her national Fighting the Oligarchy tour, along with Senator Bernie Sanders. She splurged at several luxury hotels for their stays on that tour and more. And this news after she was spotted flying first class to a Las Vegas town hall back in April, and even used a private jet on the tour. All that travel is estimated to have cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. But while they were enjoying the high life, here's what she was telling voters.
They all have one central economic mission: to make billionaires richer at the expense of the rest of us. The agenda of dark money, to keep wages low and loot our public goods to give to the rich, is deeply unpopular. A certain ugly kind of politics to pay for tax cuts for the rich and bailouts for their crypto billionaire friends.
Well, I'm glad the camera caught her reading most of that because, I mean, Julian, she certainly doesn't live what she's saying. And hey, if it's her cash, that's fine.
Yes, but Harris, the hypocrisy of the champagne socialists who want to talk about how oppressive the democratic free markets are of the left, while they
So let's get back to AOC talking about gun rights and why it's actually so, ineffective. She said, it's not my fault we shot you, it's yours. Wait, what?
People can finger point all they want. Look at the record. Look at the actions of what we are doing. I don't think a single person who has dedicated their entire career to preventing gun safety legislation from getting passed in this House has any right to blame anybody else but themselves for what is happening.
So she's saying that Charlie Kirk should blame himself for this then, basically? Is that correct? Or am I listening to that wrong? Am I hearing that wrong? Because that's the way that I understand what she's trying to say. Oh, wow, guys. Yeah, it's crazy. AOC was harping on the fact that the AR-15 is one of the most common rifles in America. Objectively true. I'd imagine she knows the ramifications of her stating that multiple times on record. Is she coming around to our side?
The individual used an AR-15 in order to act out his assassination attempt. An AR-15 has a range of about 400 to 600 yards. My question is, why does the Secret Service perimeter, why is the Secret Service protective perimeter shorter than one of the most popular semi-automatic weapons in the United States?
There are a number of weapons out there with a number of ranges. Again, an advance was completed. The determination of the perimeter, I'm not going to speak to specifics, but there are a number of factors that are taken into account when we determine our perimeter. Some of it has to do with terrain, some of it has to do with buildings, some of it has to do with assets and resources that are available.
And so what I'm hearing is that a perimeter was not established outdoors in an outdoor venue that would prevent an AR-15, which is one of the most common weapons used in mass shootings, from being able to be within the range of Secret Service protection.
A perimeter was established, and even though there were buildings that were outside of that perimeter, it wasn't just that building, there were a number of buildings in the area, and there was overwatch that was created to help mitigate some of those buildings.
Wow. AOC. Even the way she's talking about Trump's assassination attempt is just wild to me. So, I want to hear your thoughts on this one, guys. Take care. God bless. Now, before we end the video, again, if you want to get access to the Invest Like Trump program free trial right now, free access, that's ending today, go to my website, thefinancezone.org. Inside the program, there are links in there, sign-up links. One of the links gives you up to $1,000 in bonus stocks. The second link gives you up to $200 in bonus stocks. You can use both of those. So check that out below. President Trump is saying that the market is going to boom.
The markets today are way down. The worst day each year because of the tariff. So how's it going? I think it's going very well. It was an operation, like when a patient gets operated on, and it's a big thing. I said this would exactly be the way it is. We have $6 or $7 trillion coming into our country, and we've never seen anything like it. The markets are going to boom, the stock is going to boom, the country is going to boom.
The country is going to boom, the stock is going to boom, my friends. The sale is ending soon, the free trial ends today. Check it out below or go to my website, thefinanzone.org. God bless. We'll talk to you soon, guys.